Leech spotted! Watch out, boys! That's gonna hurt! You're mine! The leech has teeth! Take a breath of this! Best be moving on. Please, sir. I can't let you crush the leech, boys! Under your bows, friends! Grenade!
fuck is that?
Perhaps we should listen to what the idiot had to say first. Heartens me to know you can't see me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we should have listened
Good evening,
to what
sir.
the idiot. Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got.
So you won't tell me your...
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break...
Are you some kind of vigilante?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge.
So you're a concerned...
Using funny jokes about me and my boy.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby.
I could kill you for saying that. But...
So, tell me about...
What? Have you got a death wish?
Well, yes. You seem so proud.
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The wet...
What can you tell me?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us.
Well, you're not doing a very good job.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more...
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet...
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. What?
He was one of my patients at the
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye, Mr. Dick.
She's got no idea who she's dealing with.
Good evening, miss.
Who are you?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say?
I'm not here for
Miss Edwina Cox.
What can you tell me about your...
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be...
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt.
I like people who know what they want and...
I'm not interested in a career...
Fair enough. Stay away from...
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words.
What can you tell me?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage.
Really? Don't...
Bastards, all of them. This...
You sound like you're thinking...
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to...
Looting corpses in a mass...
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards...
You still use your husband's...
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something.
Are you aware of what...
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton.
The sad saint?
Yes, he was.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must...
Can I see you?
As long as you have money. The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady. Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a stranger?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East.
A vampire hunter?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires.
A man of science? Where?
What can you tell me about the...
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't...
It's impossible to protect everyone.
But it's my duty. I am
So,
I patrol late at night.
can I help?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire...
Are you asking me to...
If you wouldn't mind. If you...
How do you identify...
It's simple, really. They can't stand...
Have you ever killed...
Of course I have.
Have you heard of the god...
Of course. They're dedicated hunters.
Were you ever tempted?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a...
So you hunt a lot?
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton.
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour, but I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there...
I could make you tell me, but I...
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people.
Maybe at least you can tell me...
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts.
Goodbye. Evening, miss. I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Doctor...
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor.
What can you tell me?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here.
You look concerned, miss.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind...
If you're uncertain about your safety...
I've got responsibilities. And it's...
This place seems... How shall I put it? Very colorful. I'm sure it has...
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened.
So this bar is...
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something that...
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such...
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man.
Excuse my curiosity, but
Something bothering you?
believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make...
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was...
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bob...
Sabrina, tell me about...
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it, neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together.
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin.
Miss Cavendish, would you be...
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir.
Goodbye, Miss...
I should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed.
Good
or
evening,
not,
sir.
he's just
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me?
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy.
Yes, you had definitely drunk...
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to...
What do you do for a living?
I drink.
Why do you drink?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see my...
You sound very sad.
That's because
Don't you work?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I'll drink at...
Is there anything in...
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood.
No reason at all to rejoice, then?
Let me tell you
All right.
a few years ago, when I believed the
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that...
You lost people.
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not...
Is there anything in particular?
How dare you say...
Why are you
Cynicism is the polite way.
No reason at...
Let me tell you...
Another... Surely you must...
Sure, I wanted things...
Sounds like you were...
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world...
Do you really think that what...
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty.
I want to know more about your...
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to
Do you believe in a blood...
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
I'm looking for Mr. Shaw.
I really don't know. I heard he'd been
Who could tell?
about the sad saint.
Goodbye. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
You remember me, then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm still Tom Watts. Well,
What can you tell me about...
it's not that bad. Thanks to people like...
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs.
How is it you can keep this place...
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by my...
I see. So you get...
Or something like that. Nothing that...
You're something of...
I'm only pouring alcohol for every...
Since I'm here...
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are...
How could a physician...
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine.
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the...
Why does your waitress feel in danger?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is...
Do you think she has good reason to feel...
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to
Sabrina seems very...
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like...
What is bothering you?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital.
I believe he returned to his...
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to...
Please,
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you...
Goodbye, Miss... Seems like the guard of Prewen is on Shorthampton's trail, too.
You leeches, you kid! Oh, that's not smart! Monster! Kill it all you can share! Back to the bloody grave! Put an end to you! Die, vermin! Crush the leech, boys! Die, vermin! You leech! Die, leech! Burn it, boys! Die, beast! Want some of this? Crush the leech, boys! Kill it all you share! Die, vermin! Put an end to you! Burn it, boys! Want some of this? Die! Burn it, boys! I hate leeches! Die, leech! Where's some of this? Crush the leech, boys! Mine! You leeches need killing! Burn it, boys! I hate leeches! Die, leech! Crush the leech, boys! You leech! This is no place for you, sir.
I'd make everything right, Mum. But it's not been that simple.
Good evening, miss. I'm
A fancy doctor lurking at night.
And what about you?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton.
Is it not dangerous?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The sad saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof.
Are you homeless?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now.
What can you tell me?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton.
What can you tell me about?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back.
You really think?
No. I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the wet boot boys. Those bath...
Which?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy
Well, I am not some...
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Sean Hampton's shelter. No one...
I'm looking for Sean.
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum.
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke Hospital.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him...
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
What have we here? I know I promised you I'd make everything right, Mum. It's not been that simple.
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
I know I promised you I'd make everything right, Mum. But it's not been that simple. There is still much work to do.
Why the long face, Doctor?
Is it all that worries you, Sean?
This is a blessing for me to become a Skal. Immortality gives me more time and energy, if truth be known, to run a shelter.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood...
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd.
Aren't you afraid?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another.
But you must drink blood.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last.
Why return?
This is my home. These people are...
Wonders never cease.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you?
And what about William Bishop? He tried...
Alas, Poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood.
Why did you kill Miss Jones?
Killed old Harriet? You must be...
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was...
But you were close?
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the...
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you...
How do you plan?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the...
I have to see for myself. But your sense...
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to you.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed.
Do you need my med...
I appreciate your
Goodbye.
Best stay back, sir. Don't come no closer.
I'd head back if I were you.
Over there! There's... Over there! Every hole without a rat could be hiding. You don't have to stop in the dark. Step away, sir.
Ain't someone serious about keeping people...
We'll crush this beast! Murderous bastard! Stay back, beast! Back, demon! Back!
It's locked. That doesn't work. So that's it. These wheels control the water level. Gate should shut properly now. It's locked, all right.
These maggots have escaped the wrath of Ascalon for too long. It is time to purge the sewers of their filth.
You again! The one they call the sewer dog.
Hold your tongue, newborn, or I'll crush you like a maggot.
You've let the beast consume you.
Finally! A touch of lucidity. So learn to respect the laws of Ascalon! Power you cannot comprehend! While singing your name! You found your death in me! Shall be a fair skull to adorn my mantle! Slow as a snail! pissing wells!
I shall crush you. Return to your apothecary needles. Down, stay down. Your blood is now mine. Return to your apothecary and needles. Down, stay down. Your blood is now mine. I shall crush you. And thine shall be a fair skull to adorn my mantle. Down, stay down. Return to your apothecary needles. I shall crush you. Your blood is now mine. I shall crush you. Your blood is now mine. You found your death in me. Slow as a snail. Return
apothecary and needles. Down, stay down. Foolish Ekon! I shall crush you. You return to your apothecary and needles. Down, stay down. Your blood is now mine. Slow as a snail. Down, stay down. I shall crush you.
It's locked. At least one skull escaped Virgil's wrath. The poor creature is bleeding to death. He cannot be far. How could he have made it this far? There's blood everywhere.
This is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, Vampire. But thank you.
Sean Hampton sent me here. I believe he wanted me to find you. Who are you?
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget.
I'm Jonathan Reed. I'm a newborn Ekon.
I shall not bend a knee, young Ekon, but I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Why was that creep?
Fergal is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club. His masters would see us dead or turned into slaves if they had their way.
What the hell was that thing? He wasn't an Ekon or a Scowl.
They are known as Volkod, an ancient offshoot of immortals. Blood drives them, enrages them.
What of this Ascalon Club?
Vampire society's elite in the Empire. They make the rules and enforce their judgment upon us whom they see as lessers.
So is it you that Sean Hampton sent me to find?
Perhaps. The sad saint was always kind to us. He must trust you if he revealed our location.
He was turned and is now a Scowl.
And why is that? Because he's a Skull, he shouldn't be trusted. Who are you to judge?
Sean killed a patient of mine. And that...
If you refer to Harriet, she is now among us and under our protection.
Harriet Jones is alive. That's it. That's the proof Sean wanted me to find. I must talk to her.
No. Harriet is not alive. But you can speak to her. I must warn you. She is fragile.
I don't understand.
She is filled with bile and hate. Her mind is sharp as a tack, but her body is so weak. I've never seen its like before. She is resting in a room on the far right of this hideout.
Thank you. I will bear that in mind.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us? Ascalon has stalked us for ages upon ages.
Hello, Harriet. Do you recognize me?
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I have so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions.
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't.
Have you tried to eat or drink something?
People here tried to feed me, but I'm just not hungry. I don't have the strength.
Does the pain ever stop?
It is not pain I feel. It's like I can't stop feeling every inch of my body. But at the same time, each muscle and bone...
Your room, the blood. What brought you?
To see if I would be mourned.
Why flee with...
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see a saint fall.
Do you take pleasure in causing...
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a
Why did you come here?
And why not? This is where I live now.
Will you respect old Bridget's wish?
Bridget is kind. She...
So you desire...
Yes, I'm with my own kind. Birds of a feather, so to speak. Poor Harriet. Always a...
I have a question of the utmost importance.
Questions.
Do you remember what you did after leaving?
First, a question.
Very well, then.
Are you like me?
We are not dead, Harriet. Death no longer pertains to us. We are different.
I like what I am. I truly...
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone? Try and remember.
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for many years before falling ill. Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So...
Shadows? Tell me.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. Something in the deep darkness. Quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. I answered, yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it? Was it a vampire? Did Sean see it?
It spoke only to me. And now, it is silent. But it is born of hate.
What makes you say that?
It whispered your name, Dr. Reed. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
Questions about me?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. There was nothing it didn't already know. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me...
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us. Spend time with us. And I may be willing to answer more questions.
Why do you live here?
Live. Here.
What are you hiding?
From the guilt. The shame.
Why don't you leave the city? Hide some...
We are the Sewer Skulls. This is our domain.
Your diction, your words. You do not carry yourself like most Skulls I've encountered.
True. I'm not.
You were once someone else.
It is as sad as it is long, young Ek.
Can I be a...
We ask but one thing.
For how long?
Skulls have been hiding under London since...
Where did you hide before?
We claimed ancient tunnels, forgotten caverns, catacombs. We are skulls, groveling.
What manner of creature is Harriet?
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she is a skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a skull, in fact, in your honest opinion?
The progeny of a vampire. disavowed by her maker. Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood. That rich, dark wine that we crave. For it made us, and it can sustain us.
I thank you for your time, madam. I must go back to Hampton now.
Your kindness has been ample payment, Egon. To protect us, I'll close the access to our hideout, but you can use our shortcut to reach Mr. Hampton's shelter. Just follow the arrows.
Thank you, old Bridget. Are you all right, sir?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate.
I beg your pardon.
I said go.
Sir, you have no idea what could...
For fuck's sake. Do I have to punch you in?
It's my duty to insist.
I'm safe here. Don't you get it? I'm better off risking the flu than catching a bullet. Am I clear?
I see. Well, since...
Do you think I'm stupid? The Night Asylum, the Turquoise Turtle, even Miss Gillingham's attic. I tried them all. No, this is my only chance.
Sir, you have no idea...
For fuck's sake.
It's... I see.
Do you think...
I cannot enter.
Eternal gratitude for your protection, Master. Old Bridget says you are one to trust. The vampire hunters will never find us here. Old Bridget says you are one to trust.
It's locked. It's locked.
Welcome back, Dr. Reed. Would you like to take communion with me now?
Sean, are you eating raw flesh?
It is the sacred flesh of the mortal lamb. Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers. Thank you, Lord. I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reed, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
This shelter is the tip of the iceberg. You hide your game well, I'll give you that.
We are God's children, Dr. Reed. One and all. And he's determined to save us.
What will be the result if you continue to...
For the last decade, that's what's been happening. And they found a better life. What's to change?
You're forgetting the epidemic. Things can...
These are terrible times. Only...
You've turned Scal now. Don't you...
We are all sinners, awaiting salvation. This is a simple truth, ordained by the Lord Almighty. I am it.
Does this place belong to you? How can you be so certain?
This warehouse was once property of the Dawson family.
The Dawsons? The well...
Not at all. The donation was made before the war. To build it...
So you have the run of the place?
As long as we keep to ourselves, we interest no one. This is a haven, and I pray it remains so for eons to come.
Harriet, Miss Jones has been...
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridget. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Who is this old Bridget?
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past, but I know she has a long one. She's likely the oldest soul in the city.
Harriet is possessed by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Scals, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
We have been blessed with God's eternity. We are the instruments of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
I haven't the luxury of being able to satisfy my hunger on staunched blood and lifeless flesh.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges... You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
I believe you, Sean. In fact, I envy the peace you found, and will remember it.
There is love and compassion in your heart. You only need to give it wings.
Thank you for your kind words, Sean. Continue your noble efforts. You are a good man in bad times.
Keep to the light, my friend. Like all my flock, you have a home here. Anytime you're in the neighborhood.
Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game. I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father. "29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there. Good evening, Mr.
Dr. Reed.
Did you see what happened?
Actually, yes.
Why is it that you...
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do such a thing, well...
Who could have...
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definite...
Goodbye. Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. My name...
Have we met before?
No. But I just need...
That's quite judgmental.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working...
May I ask what you do?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living.
As I told you, I'm a doctor.
Oh, a doctor. But...
Why such hatred?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so blunt.
What can you tell me?
Tell you what. Just...
If you have something to say, say.
Oh. You want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like...
You don't know me, Miss Paxton.
Your mannered...
You're right. I have never suffered from poverty. But that doesn't mean I don't fight it and its consequences.
I really doubt you ever had to fight for anything.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in...
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker.
You lost your job.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions.
Isn't the whole point of trade...
A few nights back, I lost the money.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange.
Did you see what...
No, I didn't.
Really?
Because this sexist pig is one of the 4 men who blacklisted me. Good riddance.
Well, I'll leave you...
Glad to see you again.
Did you see what...
No. I was coming back to...
You saw nothing...
No. I told you, just that...
A woman screamed.
Of course. It was terrifying.
Goodbye, Miss... It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
Best be on your way.
A leech! A leech! See them fancy clothes? This one's the top!
"29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me?" There's been a fight here. This window was shattered with violent force. Someone's been pulled through it and dragged through the street. Who could have done that?
Are you dead? I said stay away, sir. Get your weapons ready. We found one.
You're surprising. Occasionally, you make a good point. We're being misled. Or worse, we're being baited by leeches playing a nasty game.
Why drag the poor wench across all these streets to let her expire and be found here?
You're surprising. Occasionally, you make a good point.
How's that?
We're being misled. Or worse, we're being baited by leeches playing a nasty game.
I don't understand. Why drag the poor?
I cannot enter.
You make a good point.
How's that?
We're being misled. Or worse, we're being baited by leeches playing a nasty game.
Disappear in air! Roll back to the hell that spawned you!
Drag the poor wench across all these streets to let her expire and be found here.
You're surprising. Okay.
It's one of them! Lord, give us strength!
the poor wench cross all these streets to let her expire and...
Look at it! Bishop's mother in it! Stop! Vampyr! Rewind shall prevail! Peace must die! It's too strong! We have to stop it! The power of the Lord commands you! Killing fire! Away with you!
The marks on this woman's neck were made by the fangs of a vampire. This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Only a golden what? Her shoes and clothes are quite...
I see you.
Right then. It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
Jonathan.
What was that? I won't let you escape. You're very fast, but I'll catch you. they've all been butchered. I can still sense a presence.
Come to me.
Are you all right?
My name is Xiao Shun.
I do apologize.
Yes, I am.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends.
I've seen many deaths in my life.
Thank you for your sincere work.
Tell me how your husband died.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days. But for me...
At this time, there is so little medical...
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming. To have lost him so...
Did he hide his condition?
Matthew was a smiling type.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease.
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strong...
I never said goodbye to Matthew.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually, you'll have to leave.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find...
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain.
Let's just say,
Please accept my conduct.
Are you a doctor yourself?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife?
I'm a physician. One of the best in the country. But I was unable...
Why tell me this?
No. But I felt I should share it.
May I ask what
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild up.
You should go home.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your...
Thank you for your company, Xiao Shun.
Maybe I'll see you again in White...
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane?
From what I have heard, she was a brave woman. I wish I had met her before.
How do you feel?
I don't feel...
You should recover quickly.
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye for now.
So many new graves.
Help me! You! What have you done?
Vicar Larrabee, what happened?
Demon! Hell Scourge! Son of perdition!
Vicar! Jonathan's no demon. He's just a soul. Returned from the dead. Like your Christ, Vicar.
Mary, is it really you?
Oh, it's me, all right. Precious brother.
What is Mother doing here?
I'm gathering the family for a final reunion. All smiling, all dead. Thanks to the good Dr. Reed.
Mary,
Mother, say hello to your son.
Hello, Jonathan.
Mother,
What do we have here, Mother? The prodigal son has lost his tongue. Our Jonathan always had the first and last word at dinner. The entertainer, the star of our show.
I'm sorry. Let me explain.
Shut up. It's my turn to do the talking. I have this nasty hole in my chest, Johnny. It needs to breathe.
Of course. You can speak.
My prayers went so long without an answer. My husband, killed in France. My child, carried away by the flu. My brother promising to return in his letters, then disappearing in thin air. I went from hospital to hospital. Cemetery to cemetery. Grave to grave. I've lifted every stone in London, searching for an end to the nightmare. And there you were. In front of me. On a dark pier.
The hunger had taken me.
The joy to have finally found you. I longed for your arms, a final happy ending to so much tragedy, to tell me all would be well again, as you did when we were children. It was this filthy dock where you greeted your sister. I dug a tunnel from my grave with my fingers and teeth.
Mary. I thought I had murdered you. I tried to end myself. We've been through the same horror.
We are a disease, Jonathan. A sickness that corrupts all it touches. All we kiss, and all we kill. Look at me. Admire your ilk.
I'm so sorry.
Apologies will not suffice. I demand reparation. I want a miracle. Are you a miracle worker, Dr. Reed? No? I'll show you mine then. The family Reed, reunited and complete, living forever in a red sea of eternal love. Time to go, Mother. Say hello to my son for me.
Mary, wait. I have made friends with vital knowledge. Vampires. We are not alone, Mary. With time, we can learn to live almost as we lived before.
How long?
What?
How long will this masquerade continue? I've been watching you. All these nights in Whitechapel, pretending you're still a doctor. You believe you're just fighting a disease. But it's you, the disease. Jonathan, you!
I'm a scientist. I'll find a solution. Let our mother go, please.
You're always the one to sway me to reason, Jonathan. But before, your motivations were always pure. Now you're tainted.
Let her go! She has no part to play in this.
Very well. Have you heard our good doctor? You can go home, Mother. Go home and rest in peace.
Yes, I'll go home and rest.
It's so easy to make them obey or forget. Puppets for our pleasure. I've seen you have your fun.
You are mad.
Oh, so that's what I am, Doctor. Mad. I was beginning to wonder. I've been hearing these voices in my head. One in particular, that of my dead brother. This is the reason I must kill you. Not for your betrayal. Not for our poisonous kiss. Not even for the lies you tell yourself. No. It's so that smooth and wicked voice will stop ringing in my ear.
Mary. No, don't!
Time to die, brother. And this time for good. Assassin! Hey!
sweet brother.
Come to me, Jonathan. You left me to rot in this grave!
What have you done? Rest in peace, monster.
Kinslayer!
I'll do to you what you did to Dorothy Crane. You left me...
Assassin! You left me. Come to me, Jonathan. You killed me, brother. Rest in peace, monster. Kiss me again, sweet brother.
abomination!
What have you done?
Assassin!
I'll do to you what you did to Dorothy Crane. Kiss me again, sweet brother. You killed me, brother. Give me your blood, priest. Final thoughts are just to die for. What have you done? Come to me, Jonathan. Rest in peace, monster. Come to me, Jonathan. Rest in peace, monster. What have you done? Because you spared Sean Hampton, don't expect the same mercy from me! Kiss me again, sweet brother. you done?
Please help me!
Abomination! Kiss me again, sweet brother. Come to me, Jonathan. Kinslayer! I'll do to you what you did to Dorothy Crane. Give me your blood, priest. Their final thoughts are just to die for. What have you done? You left me to rot in this Rest in peace, monster. You've killed me, brother. Come to me, Jonathan. Kingslayer! Rest in peace, monster.
again,